We are live. Yeah. Just waiting for the little ones to trickle in. Oh, yes, we are waiting. I saw that insta-like, whoever that was. Appreciate you. Yes, good day, good day. It is Wednesday. And everybody works on Wednesday. Oh, man. Playing video games. Wow. What are you playing over there? You playing a little Minesweeper? Battlefield? What are you playing over there? RYCEY survival shooter. Playing an app game, bro? What are you doing, bro? Get you a PC, bro. You gotta really play those games, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Fuber. Oh yeah, baby. Yep. Do you? Wow, where is everybody? Yeah, it does look pretty good. Oil on the way down, as expected. Silver continuing to bounce up, as expected. Mentioned in the Discord yesterday, or maybe the day before, I don't remember, but I was calling, and in my opinion, I was saying, you know, puts on oil, calls on gold, silver. Seem to be moving in the right direction. Oof, jeez. AMD with the new highs, 186.65. May cool down anytime soon. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, in my opinion, we should have tanked months ago. So I have no idea what's happening. The reverse market crash may be real. I don't know. I feel we need more of a roadmap. And I know I guess you can say went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but not really. I was just kind of scrolling through X, and people were saying that like all the recent headlines with Jerome Powell and everything, they were saying that, you know, this might be like Trump trying to go after the Fed, you know, and like, you know, restore order and shut them down or whatever. So again, you know, I don't exactly know what he's planning behind the scenes. So it's very, very difficult to plan accordingly, because even if you have an idea, you also then don't have the exact time frame. So we kind of have to take it day by day, because again, you know, if we find out, even if he wants to do something wild, like, you know, audit the Fed, or, you know, like drastically lower the money supply or whatever, anything, you know, that could be the catalyst that can instantly make everything tank down hard. And even if we would start to rebound right away because, you know, yeah, we're doing good things and, you know, America's awesome, I still do feel there's going to be some big event that is really going to cut these markets down. But again, that's why we have to value hunt, right? We got to look for brand name stocks that are undervalued, that we feel are definitely worth more, whether the market's up, down, or sideways. And there you go. Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows when the market's gonna tank. So apparently there's a few people outside doing some work on the rod. And I've been listening to jackhammers for about 5 hours straight. And I might go out of my mind. So it's actually kind of good in a way that for some reason there's only 5 people in here. 5. What is happening? If you looked at any other stocks like HGRAF at all, any research, yeah, you people are actually hilarious. People are hilarious. Like, yeah, let's just find a stock, every day that rallies 1,500%. Like, come on, man. HGRAF was my best diamond in the rough. I don't know, man. I mean, we got Rolls-Royce again. New highs, hit $15 today. That continues to be a phenomenal performer over the lifetime of the channel, really. Stocks like SoundHound still up several 100% from when we first looked at them. A lot of stocks out there. A lot of stocks doing it. SoFi, again, we looked at yesterday. Right? I was doing videos and updates at $6, new 52-week lows. Everyone else was buying puts. I was saying, buy now, buy now, buy now. Stock's up at 24. That's up several 100%. People can buy rolls after HGRAF. Yeah. Yep. Rolls-Royce, again, like we said, that was essentially the Buffett method. Right? There's a brand name company out of the UK, right? They've been around for how long? They're over there doing freaking engines and shit. It's like, it was like Ford here in the States back in like 08, 09, right? It's like it wasn't going to go under regardless of how rough and crappy the situation was. They were going to get it back on track. The numbers were going to get realigned. The money was going to, start to roll in. That's exactly what happened. What about Ampex? Ampex, right? I said I'd buy that sub $2. Stock hit $9 recently. I mean, that's what I mean. Hims and Hers did an update several quarters back when they beat earnings. Stock was at what, like 11, 12? Freaking thing ran to 70. What, you know what I mean? Lots and lots of winners. Lots and lots of winners. And if I'm able to do that overall, and then, I mentioned something like, oh, SPY puts in my opinion, and it doesn't work out, believe it or not, that's like a nothing burger to me, in my opinion. I get a couple of short-term trades wrong, even if you take a couple of losses here and there. If the bulk of your account is invested into a lot of these solid plays, I mean, your portfolio is going to be growing like an animal. So, any losses taken, VZ, puts, and it's up, like, it doesn't matter, At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Did you see earnings for MBOT? Yeah, we looked at it yesterday on stream, I think. We could recheck. Got some RYCEY, PayPal, SLV, and FOMO HGRAF. Yep, SLV, they didn't want to listen, huh? Yeah, seeing a good pop today, huh, Neo? I mentioned yesterday in the Discord, well, maybe Monday, but I was talking about SLV calls. But, that's good. That's excellent because, right, if you look at what you have, you got Rolls-Royce, right? You got like an industrial, defense, aerospace, I guess, stock. Financials are better, reinstated dividend. You got PayPal, which is finance stock, in my opinion, tremendously undervalued. Brand name, probably going to be good over time. You got the silver position, right? Which of course is our hedge. So if for any reason the shit starts to hit the fan and everything starts to drop big, if investors start piling back into gold and silver, that's going to help, obviously, hopefully offset any losses you may take with the other stocks. And of course, HGRAF, we know, is potentially going to, I don't know, $1,000 a share. So you got a little bit of everything. You seem pretty diversified. I like that. I like that. Looks good to me. Oh, yeah. Got AMD new highs today. We have Hamilton Insurance, also similar symbol to our HGRAF. We got Hamilton Insurance hitting new highs today, 23.77. This was a nice, slow, and steady stock. Again, this is an insurance company. And remember, right, everyone buys the stocks that are right up in the spotlight, right? So you talk to anyone now, they'll tell you, oh, I bought some UNH, I'm down on it. Or Oscar, right? They chased Oscar when it ran up and they bought it at highs. And now they're down, right? But this is an insurance stock also. And you can see, look, I did a video back here. Yeah, the stock was like high 15s, around 16 a share. And look at that. Slow and steady. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Right? Now, technically it took a little over a year. But if you had big money, that is ideal. And if you put 200, 500 grand, right, hypothetically, again, you know, I'm talking about big time investors, but if you put 2, 3, 500,000 in here, you are now up 6 figures and you're paying half the amount in taxes. And that's what I try to tell you people, that there is much more value here being brought to you than you may even realize. But Hamilton, again, like, you know, that's what I mean. The one under the radar, all the traders are talking about United Health and all these other companies. No, meanwhile, Hamilton, look, it barely even dropped with all the drama when it hit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's why I think that is a big component, I think, in my opinion, as to why a lot of my calls work out successfully. It's because I'm looking where no one else is. It's because I like the growing, up-and-coming companies that are under the radar, that people aren't really talking about. In my opinion, those are the best ones. Looks like markets trailing upward. As we know, stocks only go up, right? We shouldn't be surprised. Wait, what'd you say? MBOT? But yeah, we just looked and yeah, we were just looking at the timeline. Let's just recheck again for you. Nope, wrong article. Where is it? Okay, the company anticipates FDA marketing clearance in the third quarter of 25. Third quarter of 25, with commercialization activities expected to commence thereafter. Receive certification supporting future CE mark approval, which is anticipated in the second half of 26. Second half of 26. That will allow them to market the system to Europe. So, yeah, over like the next month or two, again, hopefully we get, as they say, that FDA clearance, boom, that might help pop the stock, $4 or $5 maybe. And then, you know, hopefully you get the update like, oh yeah, you know, we're beginning to roll out some of these systems now to people. Okay, boom, that should help pop the stock up. So, in my opinion, really over the next 6 months, you should have like a couple of news pieces coming out on something like MBOT. And And yeah, as I said, I think we pop, back up and up and up, just level back up to where we were at these different points, four and change, high fours, 5.5 roughly. So we're going to slowly step our way back up as we do get these announcements. MBOT again, stock originally brought to you at $1. That's what I mean, it's like you basically name it and technically the stock's up hundreds of percent, or at least 50% or something like that. I was talking about Corning recently as well. I know we got the news from Apple, which of course helped pop it to highs, but the fundamentals have been phenomenal. And I looked at Corning back here, all the way back tail end of 22, April of 23. As you see, stock was half price. So yet again, you're up 100% while dripping dividends the whole time, while paying half the amount in taxes. Shit's easy, man. Shit's easy. That's why if people tell me, oh, I have like a couple of $100,000, but I had like 1.5 million, like, shame on you. I don't know what you're doing, because if you have that kind of money and that kind of liquidity, again, like, you see the way it happens if you make the right calls over time. So that's why I say people with like hundreds of thousands or millions in their account, you should literally, in theory, very rarely take losses. You should always be able to make money. Just broke my shit. Well, 11 people. Hotter than AC, cool as in AZ. Hotter than AC, cool as with HG. Let's check out our Canadian listed stock. So we can see, what's today, 13th? Okay, so that was here. Bang. So you can see right at the open, look, it popped straight up. Hit 234, which as you see was the high of the day. Big drop to retest trend line, gets back above, spikes back up to 230, comes down to trend line, breaks, drops, curling, spiking up pretty nicely. We can see a little bit of volume coming in recently. Looks like a lot of people on the CSE, may have stepped in and put in orders at like sub $2, and they might have grabbed that. LT, Aussie Cola, how we doing? How we doing? Seeing a nice little curl action here in HGRAF. Still have over an hour and a half to go. Anything can happen. It's Megatron. Do you think gaps will ever fill for HGRAF? $1.94. $1.94? Are you talking gap to the upside? What are you talking about? $1.94. What gap? What gap? Stock was never there. Unless you're talking about that pop back up to my trend line. I see no gap. I see no gap. But yes, today, tomorrow, if it pops straight up, yeah, 194, 195. Yeah, you're talking about, okay, yeah. Yeah, that can happen, right? We broke up and out of the triangle, ran up to the trend line, cooled down, looked like maybe a double bottom, maybe, right around that fib. Had a little bit of a pop, right? We come down, slowly drop and try to test and hold that moving average. Come back down, looks like another double bottom on the fib. And then we have some nice green candles, and you can see now technically we are back above that moving average. So bang, we go up, we come down, right? We might go up like this and then come down halfway and then go back up like that, right? You know what I mean? We might like have that wave, that upward wave coming. So we'll see where it wants to close. Technically, again, in theory, if you look at the chart, stock closes above the moving average. Technically, it's bullish, right? So we'll see what happens. But I do know that it was down, obviously, much more just an hour ago. And now you can see HGRAF. This is delayed, but go back to HG here. And you can see we ran back up. Now HG only down about 3%. Do you think HG will lift other graphene companies as well? Yeah, I have no idea. I only looked at HGRAF, the stock that is up over 1,000% for everybody. So that's where the focus is. I could care less about other companies, right? Because I picked the winner. Could care less. Oh, yeah. Hotter than GE, coolers in DC. Don't want to leave now. No, I believe now. Wow, 15 people, 7 likes. I'm so popular. Wow, I'm so popular. Mm. Mm. Just gapped up. Interesting. Yeah, it just kind of gapped up on the 20-year as well. Interesting. Hmm. Dollar down to support, bouncing up off support. Oil. Oil. Trying to step up, rebound a little bit. Mine should get back to about there and then drop back down. Yeah, again, Neo, yeah, good point. That's what I mean. There's a reason why I stuck with HGRAF as well, right? We were talking about truly pristine graphene, right? A one-of-a-kind proprietary process that gets them 99+%, whatever, right? So, yeah, they're in their own category. Yep. But, but. Triple figure future. For what? HGRAF. Sure. Sure, why not? Like we said, I mean, Palantir, what? They have what, AI software or whatever the hell they do. They got some platform software. And, they're bringing in $3 billion a year and they got a $500 billion market cap. So, yeah, money is no longer real. And again, people may try to throw that BS proprietary argument in my face. Oh, nobody can do what Palantir does, right? Okay, nobody can do what HGRAF does, right? So what? Like you said, triple figure, $100, $500 a share, right? Does it even matter? Groundbreaking technology, potentially entering and getting orders for almost every industry from A to Z, top to bottom, right? What's that worth? 5 trillion? To the moon, Alice. To the moon. Freaking Palantir. Unbelievable. If every single hobbyist in their trading Discord didn't pump this stock, this thing would be a third of the price. Less. Stock should be at like 20 bucks. Happy Wednesday, Big Nick. Freaking Palantir, look at this. Even as it rises and tightens, and you can clearly see it like wedging right here to this point, and then they pop it up and out of the wedge as opposed to breaking it down. Like, it's just laughable, honestly. It really is laughable. I don't wish it upon anybody, but I would love to hear like some random story about what, some wild shit Palantir's been doing behind closed doors, and now all of a sudden they're being probed and they might, shut the company down, throw them in jail. I don't know. I'm out of it today. Yep. La la la. Disney randomly up. Oh god, this stock sucks. $140 for HGRAF. How you doing? How you doing? Yep. DraftKings still being held down, huh? Yep. Right up to almost 50. Drop back down to 42. Hmm. Palantir, it's like a drug. Nah, it's all bullshit, brother. It's all bullshit and it's bad for you. Like I said, we eliminate social media. We shut down all these hobbyist Discord frickin' servers where they're charging people $20 to tell them to buy Palantir and Google. Like, we really need your help for that. You shut all that down. Palantir wouldn't have come close to where it is right now. Because remember, at 40, 60, 70, when it was massively overvalued, there were people out there saying, screw it. Screw it. If the whole world is talking about it and pumping it, then I'm just going to buy it, and it's just going to keep going higher. I'm going to make money no matter where I buy it. And there you go. Those people, again, who bought at 70, who thought they were getting in too heavy, are up 150% right now, when they should be down 40%. Like I said, it's laughable, bro. It's laughable. You put that type of multiplied value on almost any stock we looked at, and you could all retire if you own any of the names I've spoken about. I mean, let's be serious. Markets just keep going up. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, Fed's Q&A, like that matters. Like any of this matters. Oh, the guy from the Fed at this branch said this. Right, but it doesn't matter. Because the only thing people really pay attention with the Fed is, are you going to cut rates, raise rates, or leave them the same? So that's what I mean. It's laughable when they bring this shit up. And it's like, oh, Bob at Atlanta Fed said we should cut rates or whatever. Who cares? Who cares? If he was worth listening to, he'd be the chair of the Fed. That's what the catalysts that move this market lately are complete bullshit. And I hope all of you make millions of dollars. But I just want you to really understand what could potentially be coming. At this point, at the rate at which we climb these markets, I mean, literally, a 50% market sell-off may not even be enough. It might have to drop lower than that. Like I said, they can keep their Palantirs. I'll take my HGRAFs every day of the week. You know, our stock is up 1,200, 1,500% from when we first looked at it. And in my mind, it is 110% a justified move, and it's only just beginning. And again, something like Palantir, that stock should have tanked a year and a half ago. So, believe it or not, I actually think you might be safer with something like HGRAF as opposed to Palantir right now. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, eh? What's the best way to hedge a total market sell-off in your opinion? SLV, or look for undervalued stocks that will bounce back big? Well, there's multiple ways to play it. I don't know how much money you have. Are we talking, are we able to do options? Or are we looking for what to hold? I need more information. Dow approaching highs. Up. Dow's at the highs of the day. There you go. Buffett indicator showing their ratio of 200%. So approximately 57% overvalued for the total market. All right, I'll take your word for it, but that's funny how I literally just said we could drop 50% and it wouldn't be enough. And now this apparently is saying we're 57% overvalued. That's what I mean. Something like the Dow should be like 20K. Something like the NASDAQ should be back at like 10K, 11K, believe it or not. S&P went from like 38, 4,200 to 6,500 almost in a beeline. Like, it didn't even hesitate. Didn't even hit a roadblock, speed bump, detour sign, nothing. Something like the S&P should be like 3,500, not lower, lower. Should be like 3. Like I said, I'm sure everybody's up on every name that was trending that they took a shot on, and they're up big. I really hope everyone makes money in the market. But this simply cannot be sustained. Garrett, I'm still waiting for more information, brother. Help me help you. Uh, you don't do options. Okay, all right, very good. Now we're talking. All right. So, um, up. Covered calls, butterfly spreads. Oh, wait, no options? Like I always used to say, Garrett, when in doubt, buy the VIX. And if the markets really do drop bigly like that, something like the VIX will spike from like 14 to like 60 or 80. That could be a very good hedge. Yeah, you got the metal ETFs, GLD for gold, SLV for silver. Those usually hold up or climb if markets really start to pull back. Um, Again, it'll all be based on the environment as well as what's going on in the country and overseas, right? If we're tanking hypothetically because of a potential war or huge conflicts taking place, then believe it or not, even something like oil buying the UTF USO will probably be a decent hedge. And, heaven forbid, if we got some announcement like that right now, you might even see something like oil go from like 62 and a half, spike right up to like 75, $77 a barrel or something. You know what I mean? So you have to work with the environment you're in, but there are multiple ways to hedge. And like I said, something like the VIX, of course, that's all messed up. And again, look, you can see, right? Markets had the big drop in April, had that big quote unquote correction. And look, you can see the VIX spike straight up to 60, right? So that's what I mean. Even if we get another small correction like that, if you had a position in the VIX, that position would make you roughly 300% returns, as the rest of your account would probably be red. So there are many, many ways to play it. Look at that again. Look, 2020, VIX spikes up to 85. I used to say that all the time. When in doubt, just buy the VIX. Yeah, as we're going up, it'll slowly drop. But then when a big drop or correction does take place, kaboom! Kaboom! And that's all I have to say about that. Oh, everyone's too busy to come in the stream and show their support. Oh, I'm so busy at work, Derek. You don't understand. Meanwhile, they can, oh, well, what else you got other than HGRAF, right? You got time to ask that question, but you don't have time to come in here and sit in on the class. All right, I see you. I see you now. It was great advice. Thank you. Yeah, nah, Garrett, you're better off, honestly. You're better off. Don't even worry about options. I mean, in your position, if you're more of a buy and hold type of person anyway, I mean, you, the, uh, your options trading would probably be, buying puts on the stocks you own in case they go down, right? You would probably use options more as, like a safety net, little insurance. So everyone thinks they can make money on them, but they're over in it. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, we see the returns, and that's the rough thing with options, right? Maybe you'll make a couple of good calls, and you'll make 100%, 300% returns, and you'll be like, holy crap, wow, this is huge. I got to do this every day. And then all it takes is a couple of bad calls, and that's it. Now you're lower than where you were when you started, or your account just got decimated. Now you got to wait till you get more cash to rebuild your account, get back what you just lost. It's rough. It's rough. And that's why I say, unless you're literally sitting there with like $100 and you're trying to grow your account, then more than likely you should just be buying shares of good companies and just securing that growth. But yeah, as you see, the VIX could spike several 100%. So, probably one of the best hedges out there. Don't follow Wall Street bet. Yeah, I mean, like I said again, those people, I'll tell you, at this point, those people, I am telling you right now, they are waking up laughing their asses off. Completely eliminating all simple logic, common sense, all true stock analysis. That has all been thrown out the window. And now, based on how many pikers are following that frickin' forum, they're just throwing out random crackhead symbols. Like, oh, yeah, this one, we like this one. Meanwhile, they put six figures in it already. And then people, like the idiots they are, don't ask questions, don't do their own due diligence, and just blindly pile into these names. And then the schmuck on Wall Street Bets who first put it out is now up 1,000% on a company that probably was going out of business, and he's making out like a bandit. Meanwhile, you get locked in, the stock starts selling off. Do you buy? Do you hold? No one answers you. And then all of a sudden now you're down 40%. You're down 60% or whatever the frick. Makes me laugh. The on the way to work excuse. All right, Joe. All right. Natalie, how you doing? If you are just joining us, stocks only go up. YouTubers, yeah, of course. Of course, 100%. And that's what I mean, believe it or not. As much as I want big money, as much as, of course, we feel we need big money, I mean, and it'll just be, one huge thing that we won't have to think about if we can get it. I could never in good conscience, like something like HGRAF, right? Like, I in good conscience couldn't put 50 or 100 grand of my money into that stock and then start pumping out videos on it. I'm sorry, I'm not built that way. Even if it's, guaranteed to make me 500% based on my influence, I can never do that. I can never do that to other people. Completely screwing you over, locking you into some random crappy company at a ridiculously high price just because I have a following, a bunch of people listen to me, and, you're screwed, but oh, hey, I made 500%, so on to the next. Like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Even back at the firm, people would, even if it was a trade, like an earnings play, people would call clients up, like, oh yeah, I'm looking at ABC, they're posting earnings today, let's buy you some shares. And then, like, if they missed earnings and the stock dropped 10%, they just, like, wouldn't call the client. The client calls, oh, tell him I'm in a meeting, like that kind of bullshit, you know what I mean? It's like you can't do it that way. You have to have more integrity when you're in this industry. You have to. That would be the first thing I would do, man. Oh yeah, Bob Smith, my client in Florida. Yeah, we took a position in ABC. Oh shit, they missed it, down 10%. Damn it. All right. Let me get this guy on the phone and calm him down and explain the situation to him. You don't just ignore people. And that's what I mean. Same thing with the pumps and dumps. Like, you can't just manipulate people. Oh yeah, buy this at 3 cents, and then when it's at 28, I cash out, and you're left holding the bag. I mean, I can't do it. Can't do it. LAC fighting to get back to 3. SB slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Do they listen? Nah. How do I reach these kids? HII retested the moving average, bouncing back up, hit above 270. Original video at 215. Nobody cares. Like the video, please. Thumbs up. Thank you. Like the stream. Thank you, algorithm. Thank you. Okay, didn't quite recover to where it was, but if we wanted to kind of see what we wanted to see, right? We could make the argument, hey, we got a cup and we got a handle. So that could potentially be forming. I don't know. Maybe, again, just seeing what I want to see. Does look like that, though. It does kind of look like that, right? Like, oh yeah, we're curling, consolidate a little bit, and it'll boom. I don't know. I may be right. I may be crazy. But it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Volume significantly lower today. Yeah, we're at 3.25 mil. Again, before this all started, it was 2.25 mil was the average volume. So that's what I mean. That's the number I try to always keep in mind. So we're technically kind of on par with our volume. Still have over an hour to go. What's the best way fun to buy into the VIX? What do you mean the best way? You buy it. What are you talking about? Uh-oh, guys. I think Ricardo's smoking crack again. There's multiple VIX symbols, man. You could buy VIX. You could buy VIXE. ProShares and the short-term futures. You could buy VXX. Short-term futures, S&P 500. I mean, we got a bunch of ways. A bunch. Lunches and bunches. You know the news, stocks only go up. Blow it out, cherries. Yep. 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 Yeah, put out a long form video yesterday, trying to help out everyone who couldn't join us in the streams the last couple of weeks. So been trying to put out an occasional video here and there. Put out a video yesterday speaking about Goodyear Tire, Intel, and something else. Swibby. Right? I said, oh, three great names. We could see huge pops, if any of these names, turn the corner. Video got 100 views, bro. 100 frickin' views. That's why I'm actually really starting to resent even doing it. Because if it's not SMCI or some random crackhead drone stock that the kids are watching, nobody cares. And from the moment I did the video on HII, at the end screen, I kept the HII thumbnail there. As like, the next recommended video at the end of this video. I put it at the end of literally every video since I did the video. And again, the stock went up 33%, easy, fast, almost guaranteed money. Nobody watched the video, nobody bought the stock, no one took a position, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And it really hurts. Especially when you end up correct. And it benefited no one. Do you like live streams better? Yeah, honestly, I really don't mind them. I really don't mind them. Again, if I got the window open, I don't know how sensitive the mic is, you know what I mean? So, like, if there's a truck going by, or, like, now there's, like, construction work down the road, like, so a lot of that would always throw me off, and that's why I would just do regular videos, and if something like that did happen to happen, I would just try to, like, trim it out of the video real quick, and then just upload it. And I know if you're on live and something like that happens, there's nothing you can do. So that was one of the reasons why I hesitated, but yeah, I don't know. I bound the, the mute button to a key over here, so I guess if there is anything loud that comes, I could just mute the mic for everybody and pick it up from there. Just got here. ARCO up 9%. No one has mentioned it. Completely forgot about it. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Did we not just speak? Woo! Did we not just speak about this? ARCO technically, again, as we were right here quickly, about 6 weeks ago, ARCO is now technically above top line of downward channel that has been going on for almost 2 years. Look at this. Downward channel. Broke support, spiked right back up, boom, earnings beat. We are now technically above top line of downward channel. Thank you, Chris Stanley, the Manly, for mentioning that, because I completely forgot about it. But yeah, as we can see right here, ARCO reports EPS of 11 cents a share. And again, that seemed like, in my opinion, it was the profit margins that were kind of keeping the stock down, because people were looking at, I think, it's like a 6% royalty or something they pay to the McDonald's franchise, for the franchise fee or whatever it's called. And, the foreign currency exchange rate and all that crap, so that's why I think, in my opinion, they were keeping ARCO down. Because again, even with the revenue kind of hanging out, the EPS seemed like it was hit and miss, right? We beat here, a little miss there. We beat, and then before that, look, you can see it was mostly the EPS misses, in my opinion. Look, EPS miss, revenue in line. EPS miss, revenue in line, right? So you can literally see, look, we had a beat on the top and bottom line phenomenally, rage the stock up, start to channel it down, consolidate it, but then we missed on EPS, so we got to chill it, we got to drop it. Next earnings, we missed on EPS again. We got to chill it. We got to drop. You understand how it works? Now here, right? Again, EPS miss. We got to drop it. Did a video right around there, it looks like, I guess. And then you come in here, boom, you have a nice beat. That actually, again, you can see it spiked up. And I was watching this channel, and it ended up breaking down as we went into the dividend payment date. And then you can see a nice bounce off the bottom of the channel. We're hanging out. Next earnings come out. It's mixed again, right? One beat on the bottom line and one miss on the other line. So now we got to drop it. Again, you know, we're mixed. So now we're just hanging out. We can't pop it. So now it may be back in play. And I remember this whole time down, people were like, what's going on with Arco? What's going on with Arco? Meanwhile, people should have said, you know, I first bought Arco up here, and now it's down here. I'm going to buy more Arco. Tale as old as time. Would be the highest close since July 9th. All right. Largest percent increase since October 1st, 24. Up 2 consecutive days. Down from the all-time high. Oh, Arco's up. Here's why. Company reported mixed second quarter results. Here we go. That saw profits beat expectations, but revenue fall short. What are these people talking about? McDonald's Latin American Caribbean posted earnings of 11. Okay. Total revenue 1.14. Missed Wall Street's expectations. If you say so. Same-store sales for track performance of restaurant open for at least a year grew a solid 12.1%. Company's operating margin also declined to 5.5% from 6.7% in the same quarter last year. Appeared to weigh the strong profit beat against the revenue miss and decelerating growth, leading to a muted reaction. Yeah, okay, sure. Again, listen to the terminology they use, see how they speak about it. I just explained the whole situation and how we could potentially be ready for the U-turn breakout recovery, right? But look, read between the lines, see how they're speaking about it. Today's move indicates Mark considers this news meaningful, although it might not be something that would fundamentally change its perception of the business. Man, I tell you, these people, their friend must be short on Arco. CPI. And income, 22.5 mil. I still like it. And again, with this earnings beat, I mean, we can have a potential breakup, run back up to this key level of about 8 3/4, maybe even $9, maybe even $10, believe it or not. So we'll see what happens. But appreciate you mentioning that, Chris. I forgot about it. Ricardo, you're welcome. Looks like yields are slowly climbing, which should mean stocks drop lower, but we know that doesn't matter anymore. Stocks always go up. Let's see the dollar hanging out, dropped right down here, seeing a little bounce back. Yeah, I don't know. I remember in the past, people were hounding me to do all the other types of stuff on YouTube. people were like, oh, you need to make shorts. That's why you're not growing, you know? So I made, I don't know, 10, 12 shorts. I don't know. They got the same amount of views as an average video. I don't know. And people tell me, oh, no, you got to go live. That's what people like. You know, they like to sit there and be live with you. Say, all right, I'll go live. Look, 11 people. Got 7,000 subscribers. And here I am live to you. And we got 11 people. Tyler Jordan, how you doing? Of course, that's Tyler Durden's brother. Ugh. Alright, I'm actually gonna mute the mic for a few minutes. Sorry I can't play music. And I'm gonna stretch my legs. I'll be back in like 2-3 minutes. I'll be right back. Here we go. Can you hear me? Here we go. Yep, you can hear me. Okay, beautiful. I love you, all 11 of us. Oh, thank you so much. There's actually only 8 of you bastards now. It's alright, though. It's all love. Like I said, everyone apparently is so busy at work. They can't hang out with us and get free analytical advice. They're too busy. Yeah, seriously, Deli, nobody works anymore. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. And again, these are the same people. Oh yeah, listen, I can't support you. I know I've been like milking you for the last year, never sent you $1, but you know, I'm working, man. Oh, by the way, what's next after HGRAF? They're all the same. Dow up 420, huh? Yep. Yep. Listen, I can't support you. I've been in here for like 15 months. Haven't sent you $1, but what else you looking at, buddy? Like, they think they're doing me a favor, like asking me questions. I don't know. I don't know how the average person thinks, honestly. I believe we need mandatory CAT scans all over the world. And if you want to talk about something serious, like politics or like the market or something, we need to make sure, like, you pass a CAT scan, you know, your brain's, like, functioning, you know. There's people nowadays, right? They got sucked into that illusion that it's all about college. Because these kids were basically told, like, you got to go to college, right? So that's why it's like, you know, you talk to the average person, it's like, oh yeah, I mean, I couldn't even tell you who the last president was, but let me tell you why this guy's a racist and why we should secede from the nation. You know what I mean? And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Who is taking you serious? My goodness. Makes me laugh. Got people out here saying Palantir is like still a value buy, you know, and then they're trying to give you advice. Like, get the hell out of here. No, we didn't look at LPX. But thanks for bringing me back to reality, because I was going off the rails for a minute. Oh! Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Mmm. Mmm. Oh man, I'm just glad you're pumped about it. Again, because to my knowledge, no one else ever even mentioned the symbol to me, even if it was up and they didn't even buy it. It didn't matter. No one else spoke about it. So the fact that it sounds like you're in, you're watching it, and it's up. I mean, you know, congratulate. Look at that, 13.5%. Look at it, 13.5%, right? We know what to buy. We find a good time, a good price to buy it. And as Deli's saying, that, you know, the stock rages 2 days, all of a sudden I'm up 13%, I'm up 15%. I mean, come on. Work smarter, not harder. Well done, brother. Good for you. Shit's easy. If you are just joining us, stocks only go up. NASDAQ now green. Screw it. Why not? Why not? I mean, you know, we've just been climbing consistently for months. Why not just keep climbing today, right? Why stop now? Exit strategy. I mean, you know, it really depends. It's up to you. It's up to you. You know, it depends how much you have in the position. See a quick 10-15%. You know, you want to lock in the profits. Maybe keep an eye on it. Come back to it. That's up to you. If you don't really need the money, uh, yeah, I mean, technically, again, I mean, this is a beautiful breakout. Just look at how the stock performed. And again, you know, I looked at it. I know it was back when, like, I started the channel, but yeah, it was like back here somewhere. And I remember that the stock was like 50, 60. And I was saying the stock shouldn't be 50. It should be like 150. And you can see how we flattened out, consolidated, broke straight up. Look at that, into the wedge, came right back down to top channel. And now, boom, we're climbing back. I mean, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Motorcycles going by. I mean, if we climb up now, we technically should go here to about 105 and a half. So, and then you really should go there to like 110. But as you said, we did just rage 2 days in a row, so it could, you know, be down the next day or two maybe before it pops again. So, again, I don't know how badly you need the money. If you want to hold it for long term, you know, it's up to you. It's up to you. But in my opinion, I like it. They pay you a little dividend. Could be worse, right? We know there's worse stocks out there to buy, so. That's awesome, though, because usually, as you see, it's kind of quiet. And so to have it pop like that for you in a couple of days in a row, that's awesome, man. I'm so happy for you. If I sold, I'd pivot into another value play. All right, so yeah, it's up to you. You know, if you want to hold it next month or two, see if it's worth more. You want to flip it, and yeah, I don't know. Like we were saying, I know we were looking at a lot of more speculative plays, but I do like Intel. Again, I do think there's value there. The Swibby has been suffering and taking hits on the earnings, but I do think there's value there. Goodyear Tire again here at 8, 9. I mean, stock recently, again, they sold some assets, doing some restructuring. Stock recently got up to like 11, 12, so that could be a play. Of course, BlackBerry's on my radar. SB has been nice to hold, nothing fancy but consistent. What do we say, Joe? What do we say, Joe? Slow and steady wins the race, right? And look at that. We came all the way down. Markets, again, sold off back in April a little bit, so everything kind of dropped down. Stock goes from low threes, and look at that. And now, boom. They dropped it initially after earnings, and we were looking at it together, if you recall. I don't know if you were here, but I said, in my opinion, I said, decent quarter, you know, they really shouldn't beat it up. And they ended up breaking it back down from like 4.25 to 360. And then look, beeline straight up and goes higher than where it was. You know, and now it's above resistance, right back to earnings level. That's what I mean. Beautiful. Beautiful. Basically a break even on Swibby. Oh, fantastic. I'm telling you, man, that's why I say shit's easy. Shit's easy, man. And again, an example like a DraftKings, I mean, of course, if markets drop, it is overvalued, right? But practically every stock is. So they could definitely drop it down into the 30s. But even something like DraftKings, right? We saw the results. It was a decent quarter, in my opinion. After hours, the stock spiked up to like 49, right? We spiked up. Let me see if I can. When was that? The 6th. So can I? Okay. And if I. There it is. Right? Earnings came out. It was a good quarter. Good beat. Nice beat. Stock pops, almost hits 50, right? 49.60. Drops down, pre-market, runs right up to the trend line, almost back to where it was. Looks like it hit about 49.25, right? So it runs back up to 49, as it should, because they technically just reported a good quarter. And then whoosh, they tank it, right? And look, over the days, look, we drop it, bang, dropping it, bang, curling it, probably going to drop it again, right? And regardless of if it drops to 40.5 or if it pops tomorrow to 44.5, at the end of the day, in my opinion, you're buying a growing company that technically just beat earnings on top and bottom line estimates, that saw an initial pop to 50 that you can now buy down here in the low 40s. And that's what I mean. Like that, another perfect comparison to like SB, right? It was a decent quarter, like the stock should have held its own or maybe saw a little bit of a bump, and instead they dropped it initially and then they popped it right back up to where it was. And that's why something like DraftKings just reminded me, of that similar move. We saw a good reaction, it was a good quarter, and then all of a sudden we're down, even though we probably are going to end up here. You know what I mean? So like we say, pick your spots, and if you keep an eye on a stock, something like an SB, we're watching it from quarter to quarter, and again, yeah, earnings weren't too bad, but boom, they dropped the stock back into the threes, like, yeah, you scoop up some shares, boom, now you're up here in the fours, like, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, shit's easy. Shit's easy. People make it out to be more than it is. I'm telling you right now. Swap up LPX for some D-King. Yeah. Could be an idea. But yeah, I do like LPX, and I think like the pops the last couple of days, of course the market's helping it out, but I think you're seeing like decent company, right? Material, pay you a little dividend, financially healthy, could be viewed as undervalued, right? So you have volume coming in, they're popping it back up, they're giving it more value now. That's what I mean. You got to take the ebbs and the flows, right? Then you come back in a month or two, maybe they beat it up back down to 88. So you scoop some shares, climb it back up to 102 or whatever. You know what I mean? The Dow is absolutely raging, apparently. Up now over 1%. I guess we're just pumping back to 45K. NASDAQ was up a little over 100 points right at the open. But if we're pumping now going into the close, then I guess that's going to storm back. S&P, again, looks like we're curling, storming right back up. Because stocks only go up. SCCO almost back to 100. Right? They mentioned, oh yeah, tariffs with China. They dropped it down to what? Like 88, 89. Boom, now it's at 100. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know what to buy. We watch it. Scoop in on a dip. Easy money. Easy money. Fubo! Fubo! On the move. Fubo technically above a trend line. Which one is this? Oh, yes. That was this one cutting right across. We're now above that. Again, we initially got those prelim numbers, saw the breakout to 430 or whatever. That's really where the stock should be, in my opinion. I mean, again, it's not really rocket science. Stock should be up. And it's not. Well, it wasn't. Now it's up. Oh, yeah. On our way down. Up, DraftKings on the rise. Going into the close. Yeah, Wall Street hates Fubo because they missed it. That's what it comes down to. Everyone and their brother counted that stock out. Except for us. And practically everyone made a killing or is up huge. That's what separates the men from the boys. That's who's who in my industry. We're going to be making shirts. We're going to be making hats. Nick is my marketing arm of the business. Merchandise and marketing. If you want to put it in order, you speak to Nick. Looks like we might get some rain here, Bob. Clouds are rolling in. But I love these people who, they go outside and there's like, I don't know, like a couple of cigarette butts or a handful of leaves, and you hear them out there with the leaf blower for like 45 minutes, blowing down their whole property. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then we got a storm coming, right? In another 40 minutes, the wind's going to pick up, it's going to start raining, there's going to be crap all over your freaking area again anyway. The hell's the point? That's what I mean. The universe knows what I'm trying to do. That's why, as I'm sitting here, right? They're like, put out a leaf blower, send a truck down the block. Like, Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Just gotta keep on moving. LPX self-filled, small position, grab a slice on me. Hey, slice money. Slice. Appreciate that, brother. Glad it worked out. Glad you listened. Glad you listened and it worked out. Like you said, what, 13, 14%? Bang, bang. In, out. Profit secured. It's easy, folks. Well, it's not easy, but it's not as difficult as a lot of people think. Right? We're doing it in real time together. Wow, yeah, I don't know. The wind shifted or something up here. We got mad dark clouds overhead all of a sudden. IBM hanging out. I know AMD had a good open, just been holding. Look at that, just flatness. Just flatness. And I remember, right, we did videos 120, we did another video at like 104 as it was dropping, and people were like, what's going on? Oh, I might have made a mistake. Did you see blah, blah, blah moving? And now all of a sudden AMD's at new highs, and you'd be up over 50% if you just listened. Ah, Derek, what's going on with AMD? RAF King about to go green. Check back in on HGRAF. Yeah, we got the curl. We're still kind of channeling downward here. Let's see how it looks on the OTC stock. I mean, maybe. Again, we still got 30 minutes before the close. That's a lot more time than people realize. Where am I going? Volume. See, on HGRAF, we're above average volume. HG on the Canadian was a little light. So Nick may have called that correct, because I know he was saying, oh, a lot of Canadian people are aware of it now. They're piling in. And now you see we have volume on the OTC here in the States and a little less volume on the Canadian exchange, which means that his theory is probably true, that all the Canadians just piled in recently, helped pump it up, and now they're locked and loaded and they're waiting. That weather in upstate's unpredictable. Yeah, it really is. It really, and it changes. It's wild, man. Like up here by the mountains and stuff. 1 minute it's cold, it's raining. 40 minutes later, the sun's out, it's fine. And then all of a sudden it's raining again. Like, it's wild. It's wild. I'm just waiting for like the last 3 minutes of the trading day. Because you know they're like just hesitating, waiting to frickin' explode these indices. You know that, right? You're gonna see something like this, like boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, guy's still out there leaf blowing. Doesn't even have that much property. I promise you. I promise. If I went out there right now, took a video and showed you size of this man's property, you should be out there leaf blowing 2.5 minutes. You should be done. I don't know what these people are doing. Might load up on VIXY. Yeah, like we said, you know, the VIX, VIXY. You got the other ETFs, the other ETNs, VXX for the S&P. And like we said, you know, these are hedges. And yeah, if we keep going up and markets stay stable, they'll slowly start to drop in value. But then once we do have a potential big pullback, boom, all of a sudden you're up 80%, 120% on the VIX position. So, and of course, people want to keep riding the wave up and keep making money, right? So no one, it's hilarious because no one ever owns the VIX. The market will get attacked and start dropping huge, and then everyone buys the VIX. You understand? So they're not playing it correctly. Yeah, like we were saying, there's a bunch of different ways to play it. You know, Nick's talking about grabbing some VIXY maybe. Again, you never know. You never, and again, it's you know, it's nothing against like Trump or like what he's doing. Like I'm not even going down that road, right? Because we remember the previous 4 years where we were just climbing for no freaking reason. That's what I'm pumped about. That's what is getting me white hot. That's the catalyst to drop the market. I know Trump doing his up there. Oh, listen, we got tariff funds coming in. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Oh, we got, you know, Apple investing big money here. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Like, you know, we're hearing good things. But we went so high for no reason. And now we're just going to hold that value. And as new things come in, we're just going to keep going higher and higher and higher. I'm telling you, it's very, very dangerous territory we're skating into here. And in my opinion now, we're on thin ice. We're not just gliding across a nice smooth lake looking beautiful anymore. I think we have entered the dangerous zone, and I personally believe we are on thin ice. And I've been saying it for a while, and I don't care. I know I'm correct, and it doesn't matter if I'm early, I know I'm correct. Looking at the S&P. Oh, Derek, I'm sorry. I can't support your stream. I'm so busy. Oh, what else are you looking at today, though? Hi. So we hit new lows immediately after the earnings I was watching, 367. Then we immediately rallied 10% back up to 4. Then we're up now almost another 10%, almost hit 440. I know what I know. That's wild. Even something like BGS, man. If you just actually waited for earnings to come out, saw the big drop, and then started buying at like 380, 370, I mean, you're up freaking 15-20% already. I'm telling you, because in this type of market, right, as we're saying, everything's at highs, continuing to hit new highs, markets are near highs. So you got to find something not necessarily near lows, but something that just went out of the spotlight that has value. It's hard to describe, it really is. But I do it well. Call back to break even. What, BGS call? Would you buy a fiver? Fiber. PayPal is in that club, in my opinion. 4th of September. Okay, nice. Nice. Yeah, that's beautiful. Rallied it back up. Boom. In the money. Huge. It's gonna be huge. Really good bounce, though. Really good bounce. La dee da dee da. La da dee da da da. LAC fighting for 3. Oh, we're up to 19 likes on the stream. Looking for the big 2-0. We're looking for that 2-0. Something shaking on this desk. What the hell is that? Technically, we're back below that trend line on the NASDAQ. Interesting. Dow just on the up and up. Of course, I had so many trend lines drawn out, thought I knew what was coming, and then, of course, we just pumped the market again. That's what I mean. It never lasts, you notice? It never lasts, and we're talking several years in a row here. It's like, oh, we're down today. Oh, we're down again tomorrow. Up, okay, we're back up to where we started. Everything's fine. It's like, what's the point of even dropping it down, you know? Just be greedy bastards. Take over the frickin' market with your billions and your trillions and just continue to pump us. Screw it. Why even play the game? Just pump it. Silver staying up. Pump it louder. How's our M doing? Hanging out, 304. 304. Yeah, it does seem like we're on the up and up, though. Yep, see, I told you, we pop up. We're kind of channeling inside these lines here. Hopefully that'll continue to step us up to new highs. Please like the stream, thumbs up, algorithm, thank you so much. And it's raining. It is now pouring. That old man is snoring. I never understood what that meant. What, it's raining, so old people sleep? Like, I don't, like, what are you trying to tell me? Quietly watching the rain. La la la. Ah, the wind shifted. Wild out there. Rain, rain, go away. Please like the stream. Thumbs up, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you wanna be my lover, gotta get with my friend. Da da dee da 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 dee da da da. Oh, we just hit the 20th like. Breaking records, baby. Appreciate it. Appreciate that support. Uber. Freaking AMD. Gotta love it. And I literally said, they'll storm it back. All of a sudden, it'll hit highs. Everyone will be talking about it. Price target upgrades. Oh, AMD's been raging the last few months. Should you take a position now? Question mark. I told you. I told you. Oh, I told you. How do I reach these kids? SMC all up in my little tightening near the top trend line. Holding that flattened moving average, boom, boom. Might see one of those coming, boom. Ooh. Ooh, a popular analyst still likes it. KM Capital, never heard of him, but apparently he's a popular analyst. Stay long and strong. AI-driven growth story remains firmly intact despite a softer quarter. So basically, this guy watched my video and then did this interview. Came in light. KM Capital, however, calls the earnings miss minor in the broader context, so literally my analysis. They point to robust AI demand, citing double-digit growth from cloud heavyweights. Data center investment still running hot. Trend plays directly into SMCI's strengths, especially given its server system's tight compatibility. The pullback has reset SMCI's valuation to what they see as bargain territory. Forward PE of roughly 12 for 2028. Price to sales of less than 1. SMCI, solid balance sheet. With debt just over $5 billion against a market cap near $27 billion. AI wave is far from over. SMCI remains in the thick of it. This correction may be an opportunity rather than a warning sign. Right? So this guy at KM Capital, I mean, again, you know, I got whatever. Probably a nice guy, right? But, you know, basically, listen to everything I said about SMCI, and looks like he just kind of repeated it. And, you know, that guy makes 6 figures, right? So, what am I worth? But that's old news. We knew that. We've been confident with this name for quite some time. So, whether that analyst said everything I said or thought it was going to $7, it really doesn't matter what they think, because we know what we know. All right, Deli, see you later. I'm enjoying the rain, I am. It's a good time. It's a good time. Approaching the last 10 minutes of the trading day. Still look like we have a little consolidation taking place here, but not sure if we'll have enough volume to break us up and out. Only time will tell. Again, this quote is delayed. And on HGRAF, we are above average volume by about 500,000 shares. Dow up almost 500 points, because why not? Why not? Oh god, is this a bot? We got a bot in here talking to us about tokens. Bot city, bitch. Bot city, bitch. Bitcoin up 2% as we speak about it. Higher. Just pump everything. Let's go. Let's go to the moon. Here we go. Quickly, quickly. To the moon, Alice. To the moon. Be my babe. Be my babe. Ooh, oh. I get knocked out, but I get up again. T-minus 10 minutes. Ooh, Be my babe. Be my babe. HGRAF live quote, $1.50. I don't know what's happening here. My computer's broken. You are just joining us. Stocks only go up. Look at that huge gap up. What'd I say? They're just going to pump it like that. Look at that huge gap up right there. Oh, that's hilarious. Come on. Let's be serious. DraftKings, now green. Gotta look for the winners. Gotta buy those dips. Bitcoin up over 2%. Everything's pumping here. We got silver, gold climbing. Oil rebounding a little bit. Bitcoin's climbing. All 3 indices climbing. Highs of the day. Well, no. Well, just the Dow, I guess. Wild. Wild stuff. I'm out of coffee. Unbelievable. You're unbelievable. Oh, bing, 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 bing. Nasdaq back on the move. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Verizon even climbing. That's wild. I thought that one was gonna pull back a little bit. Up, Dow keeps going. Highs of the day, followed by highs of the day. Yep. Uh, Nothing can stop us. We only go up. Bing, 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 bing. Ooh, look at that. Can't keep a good man down. Mm, 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 mm. DraftKings approaching 42 and a quarter, 43 and a quarter, excuse me. Nasdaq now green. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is a good day. It's raining. I'm feeling kind of blah. You guys aren't asking too many questions in here, which is good. Discord is unbelievably silent for the last couple hours. Nice, easy, quiet day for Derek. And I will take it happily. Thank you. Thank you very much. Last 5 minutes to go. Lock in those trades, take those profits, whatever you wanted to do. Earnings. You got 5 minutes. Let's check the calendar actually. Who's reporting today? Doesn't really matter. Cisco. Seen a bunch of companies, but not many that people speak about too much. Barfresh Food Group. 2 mil. I'm not seeing anyone really bringing in Red Robin. Okay. Could check to see how that restaurant industry's doing. Fidelis. Fidelis Insurance. Yeah, looks like a lot of tiny revenue, pre-revenue stocks. Noodles. Oodles and noodles. really? Just Cisco, just a handful of names, really, it looks like. Time to build a position in Palantir puts. Oh, man. I am so confident that stock should get destroyed, and it just never happens. And for the amount that they charge for something that apparently they never want to bring to reality, in my opinion, you're probably better off just buying something else. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Like I was saying earlier, was talking about DraftKings. They just beat, but they dipped them down first. I mean, it might go a little bit lower before it goes up, but technically something like DraftKings should be higher. So even like calls on that, right? It's probably much cheaper, and you also have a better chance of it actually coming true. Silver's been just climbing. I said SLV calls a couple of days ago. Nice big green candle right there for HG. That technically took us up and out of this downward channel here. So I'm curious to see now if we do pop up like this, if we did truly form this cup and handle. So let's see what happens here. Only got 2 minutes left, but... Got the thunder rolling in outside. The thunder and the thunder. Nasdaq will finish green. Stocks only go up, baby. Bitcoin up almost 2.25%. Look at silver up 1.7% now. Gold slowly climbed up. Look at that. Now up 0.3%. Beautiful recovery right there in the last 90 minutes. I'm telling you, man, people are buying it. Not only because gold and silver, in theory, should kind of keep climbing, but also, I believe, as a potential hedge. Who was reporting again? Oh, yeah, Cisco. Alright, so we'll bring up Cisco. Keep an eye on it. We'll see. Looks like big volume left it in the last couple of minutes. People didn't want to risk it to get that biscuit. But yeah, I'll leave you right there on that screen. I'm going to step away for 2 minutes. We'll come back. We'll look at Cisco and 1 or 2 other names. Back in action. Revenue above estimates. Let's see. Down 3%. 99 cents. 16 billion in cash. 2.8 billion. Cash flow 4.2 billion. Damn. Damn. This is Q1 97 to 99 cents. This is Q1 revenue 14.65 billion to 14.85 billion. Fiscal year adjusted EPS, looking for $4 for the year. Almost 60 billion in annual revenue we're expecting. My goodness. And see, again, perfect example. Another reason why I like SMCI, right? Another reason why I like it. This company, 60 billion for the year. Look at the market cap, 280 billion. Wow, these bots are really taking over now. They're taking over live chats. They come in here. My goodness. So, I mean, technically, you could make the argument that the stock is overvalued, but they do keep beating. Seem to have good demand. They have a 16 billion cash on hand or whatever they said. So, you could see a little dip here in something like Cisco and then probably have it slowly bounce back up to where it was and even higher. Who else was reporting? Red Robin. She's same restaurant sales down 3 to 4% for the remainder of the year. They just cut their fiscal year 2025 view down to revenue 1.2 billion. Red Robin, second quarter, same restaurant revenue down 3.2%. Net income 4 million. They did technically slightly beat on revenue, it looks like, by about 2 million. Yeah, total revenue 283.7 million. Estimates were like 281, so they technically beat, but apparently it's down 16.5 million. Comp restaurant revenue down 3.2%. Excluding deferred loyalty revenue, comp restaurant revenue still down 1.3%. Net income of 4 million compared to a net loss of 9.5 million this time last year, so I guess that's good. Adjusted EBITDA up to 22 million compared to 13.6 million this time last year. Total revenue 676.1 million, a decrease of 12.6 million. Repaid 20 million in debt. That's good. Red Robin CEO said, quote, "We have begun executing on the strategic elements of our first choice plan, and are already seeing encouraging results since launching our Big Yum Burger deal in July. We have seen meaningful improvement in traffic compared to our second quarter exit rate. This value-driven offering, combined with our upcoming first choice marketing launch, represents the foundation of our multi-layered approach to sustainable traffic growth. Our operators continued to deliver exceptional performance in the second quarter, achieving a significant increase in restaurant level operating profit margin. Our strong second quarter, financial performance provides us with the capital flexibility to accelerate our first choice plan investments while maintaining our profitability targets. While we have significant work ahead to complete the comeback of this iconic brand, the early execution of our first choice plan gives me tremendous confidence in our ability to make Red Robin the first choice for guests, team members, and investors. Wow. Yep. I mean, they said 1.21 billion to 1.23 billion. Now they're saying 1.2 billion. So, I mean, that's a very, very slight dip in guidance. So, I don't know how much they're going to beat them up for that. Everything else is in line. Expecting sales to decline, though, so may continue to get beaten up a little bit. Red Robin RRGB currently at about $6. Basically flat after earnings. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more buying the VIXY right now makes a lot of sense. It's a party right now, it will end eventually. Yeah. One of these days, the music will stop. Check back in on Cisco. Yeah, I don't know if they could, again, could be viewed as overvalued. I don't know how much you could really beat them up. Oh, man. Axe art? Did we look at the... No, this was something else. Biotech. Ugh, disgusting. Interesting. What's in this read, though? Hmm. Hmm. 96% occupancy. West, East Coast, down south. Triple B. That's right below spec, I think. That's spec, if I remember correctly. Double A. Triple B is PNC Bank. Walgreens looks. That's fine. It's predominantly medical, dental, and restaurants. So that's what, 27, 28%. So that right there is like 42, 43%. Hmm. Very, very interesting. Kind of have a sideways channel here, so we could potentially see a break to the 10 range. That would actually be a decent buy for something like this. Very interesting. Hmm. 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 Yeah. Well, it's been about 2.5 hours, not much going on. If you want to ask or talk about something, speak now, forever hold your peace. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. I'm feeling out of it today. Something good. Is this low here? 141, 40, 41, 40. So we could potentially be forming a descending triangle. We may potentially see a break here. We'll have to keep an eye on that. If we break down, or if we're just gonna bounce and test the top line again. Interesting. Really interesting. Oh, jeez. Weather's knocking me out. About stay above that line there. 304 on the close. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, that baby might be ready to go even higher. AMD might be setting up to go even higher. Amazing. So amazing. So Alright. Well, I guess that's all I have to say today. Gave you guys 2.5 hours, hung out. I want to thank everyone for stopping by, showing their support, liking the stream, hanging out, doing a little chat, adding to the convo. Appreciate you guys. And that's it. And we'll see you tomorrow.